Unmute. Alrighty, and welcome back to another weekend of NOVAtazz's Automotive Podcast, episode 32, season 2. I have Stuff with Cletus with me and Big E, and we are glad to be here this weekend. So, welcome, Pilot. I see you've been here early. You were early today. We have a bunch of cool things to talk about today. We have both me and Big E had car issues this weekend. I don't know, Cletus, do you have any car issues this weekend?
No, this weekend's been car issue free for once.
Aren't you lucky? Let's see, what else did I see? Amelia Earhart blew up her G-body, her 1,000 horsepower G-body car for I think the second time. What else did I see? They started was it Kamikaze, the street outlaw guy that had the El Camino? He started tearing into his El Camino. They were tearing into the back end of it. The last episode I saw. Because if you guys didn't know, he had it's obviously not out yet because that season hasn't aired yet. But he got in a really bad accident. The car got away from him. He went through 2 concrete barriers and a car. And
jeez.
Fucked his well, there goes my monetization. I'm already cursing 5 seconds in. Normally I wait a little bit. Yeah, so they got he went through a few cars, and the El Camino's a little battle scarred.
I'd say.
Luckily he's okay. I don't think anybody was hurt. Obviously, the parked car that he ran into, and the concrete barriers probably don't look very well. Maybe the one concrete barrier probably looks pretty okay, but the other one probably doesn't. Oh, but there was that. What else did I see? Mike got his 6th gen Corvette back from LMR.
Nice.
Was that like 900 some horsepower and the last of the light Corvettes?
Damn.
Yeah, that thing's got to be nasty. It runs on it runs on race fuel. It doesn't even.
I'd imagine so.
Huh?
I'd imagine so.
Well, it can run on E85 or straight race fuel. He has a tune for either one. C8 valve springs are breaking. Well, you're gonna have, and it depends on, is it factory unabused C8 valve springs that are breaking, or are these people that are pushing the cars?
I think GM put out like an official release saying that they're gonna cover the cost of any repairs.
Yeah. Well, again, these you know, any of the first year or so of a new platform, which the C8 is an all new platform. You know, you're a guinea pig. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's an Xbox, a car, any first gen of a product. You're the test subjects. You know, you're the ones that are going to be putting these products through real world abuse, and they're going to find the weak points. You know, I mean, if you look at, have you ever seen like a first release Xbox? What is the last one? It was the Xbox One. The Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like when it first came out versus one that's been put out more recently, and looked at the differences on the inside.
Well, a lot of.
Huh?
Yeah, the Blu-ray drives on the first ones were having issues.
Yeah, so they swapped.
I've got one of the first ones out. The controllers are different where you plug in the microphones.
Yep.
They did some things different.
Yeah, I had a first one. The first ones didn't have a separate microphone jack. You had to actually buy an adapter that you would plug in.
Yeah.
That would let you have a microphone jack. Yeah, those got swapped out pretty quick. It wasn't very long that those ones were out.
Should we even mention the the first gen Xbox 360?
What, the
Red Ring of Death and the whole 9?
Yeah, where it would overheat and cook itself.
And CD drive failures.
Yep. Stuck doors.
Well, and
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I was on PlayStation at that point. But
I've been on Xbox since the first Xbox. I've had a PlayStation all the way up until the PS3. No, no, I lied. No, the last PlayStation I had was a PS2. But I've had
Damn
Xbox because
straight.
the more reasons I've had the Xbox wasn't necessarily because one was better than the other, but where my friends were playing and the games that I wanted to play were at.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had switched to Forza when the first Xbox came out. So by the time that the next console came out, I wasn't playing Gran Turismo anymore. And those are again, I'm saying that's like was my core choice. It was the racing games that I wanted to play with what was on what. And PlayStation didn't have anything except for Ace Combat. It was really the only game that PlayStation offered exclusively that I wanted, and then it ended up coming to the Xbox anyway. Um, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Well, I'm going off chat. Pilot says, but they're not $60,000. I don't care what you have. I don't care if it's a McLaren or a Ferrari or a Bentley. They have issues. It doesn't matter how expensive something is, and in fact, the more expensive it is, the more likely it's going to be prone to failures because there's not as many of them out, so there's not as much, you know, again, like I said, it doesn't matter how expensive something is. It's
Yeah.
going to be prone to failures when they first come out because no matter how good you are with R&D, real world is not a laboratory.
well, yeah, you can't drive on every road. You can't drive. I mean, you can't do every scenario, every weather type, every
Right, exactly.
owner type.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to have failures, and the difference is the company that stands behind their product and fixes it or replaces it versus the company that ignores the fact that the problem exists. And
Well, and I'll have
that's
to
where the difference
say,
is.
sometimes you get a little of both. Like GM, sometimes they'll stand behind something,
It depends on
and
what
then
it is.
sometimes
Yeah,
they won't.
it
Yeah.
depends on what it is.
Or like Dodge, sometimes they'll stand behind something, sometimes they won't.
And
Like
again,
the
the other thing
dash.
is it a Dodge problem or is it a third party manufacturer's problem?
Sure. Like the dash in the model of truck you have.
Oh yeah, they're. But again, by the time they started cracking, the truck was already out for a good bit, and by then it
Yeah.
is what it is.
But, they started that truck, what, 94 was the first year?
90, 94,
Okay. And they ran it to 2002?
2002.
Okay. So they were already cracking by 2002, and they were still making the truck.
Mm-hmm. But again, they're looking at what is the relative lifespan of the vehicle. At that point,
Well,
yeah,
the memo they put out on it was that it was from sun damage
it
and
is.
age.
It is. This is exactly what it is. But for
Well,
me
but plenty
personally,
of
I
dashes
consider
didn't
that
have that problem.
it is what they said is exactly true. That's exactly what it's from. But the problem is,
Sure.
it's excessively worse on that particular dash.
Exactly.
But then
It would
again,
be you'd be hard pressed to
Chevy
find an
Cavaliers,
original dash.
right? Chevy
Right.
Cavaliers had the same problem, not with the main
Hmm.
dash because the main dash had a fake leather covering
Yeah.
over top of it.
Right.
But that plastic piece that ran right in front of the dash, in between the dash and the windowsill,
Hmm.
always cracked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's any exposed plastic, especially underneath of a very large windscreen, with
Hmm.
that's and especially anything that's relatively flat. I mean, and the Dodges have, they're not up and down, but they got a decent rake to them too. That dash goes quite a bit out there.
Sure.
So it has a lot of surface area for the sun to hit it
But
and bake
but
that
there's been
dash.
cars that have huge dashes that don't have that problem.
Yeah,
So
but most manufacturers don't leave the exposed plastic on their dash pads,
right.
so that it negates that problem. It's the exposed
Well,
plastic that did it.
and they make a replacement dash that is much better.
That's what I have in my truck already, and my truck already had it by the time I bought it. Now my first one was the duct tape special. That's where it started having cracks, and people started putting duct tape across the cracks, and then more cracks appeared, so more duct tape ended up on it, and then eventually you just have a dash pad made out of duct tape.
Yeah,
My
well,
God.
they make the little cloth pads you can put over it. Do help if your
Yeah.
dash isn't already gone.
Yeah, well, they make them for the Trans Ams and stuff too, because these ones were known for splitting right in the middle, like right underneath where the mirror is. It just starts splitting open. Because same thing, it's heat. The Novas are the same way. I'm sure your
Well,
Nova probably had that same freaking issue.
mine actually did. It had no flaws in the dash. That was like the only thing that didn't have flaws.
No,
But
mine was dry rotted all to hell.
No.
But
Now
then
the
again,
person who had the car
you're a
before
little
me,
further south, right?
yes,
Well, actually, no. Actually, it is
one.
north and east tend to have better interiors than the south and west.
Well, this one, the only part that was interior problem was the
Headliner.
carpet was all messed up. Of course, the
Oh no!
headliner.
Did you guys have? Do you have a cloth headliner in those ones, or did it have the perforated cardboard headliners?
Honestly, I don't remember. I remember. Well, no, that was a Cadillac I had.
The
I was thinking I
75,
remember
I'm pretty sure
the
have
stuff falling on me.
I was gonna say I thought the 75s had the perforated cardboard.
Yeah, you might be right on that. I don't remember honestly. I know in the back where the speakers go behind the window.
Those are known for just
They're
breaking.
just yeah.
Yeah, I have the one that I have in my car now. Well, actually, it's not in my car, but the one that I did that, the one that the sign's buried. I can't get it out. But the Heartbeat of America sign that I did,
Yeah.
that dash pad was actually my second dash pad. The first one was all busted up.
What up?
God damn, you come in with a freaking entrance.
I guess. Goddamn.
Hey, I'd face it. I can't quite mimic Ozzy Osbourne and Crazy Train, but hey, I'll give it my best shout out.
Ozzy's supposed to be coming out with another album. They were supposed to come out with one this year, but he ran into a bunch of health problems and stuff.
He come out with a new album, didn't he? Or maybe it's just
it was
songs.
a tour that he was going to do this year that was canceled.
Yeah, that was fear.
Yeah, the tour was canceled, but considering some of the stuff he did back in the day, and to watch that man backstage and get on stage, it was just, I mean, you swear to God, two different people.
Yep.
I mean,
he's pretty old now.
Do you know who else that is getting?
I mean, all doped up, strung out, fucking crazy.
Do you know who else is going to?
But you put him on stage and they strike a chord and.
Yeah. AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Yep, coming out with an album.
Yeah, a lot of them have been.
Well, they got stuck at home.
Well, isn't Axl Rose the singer?
I can't hear you. You're lagging out there, Cletus.
Rose, the lead singer.
Axl Rose, lead singer of what?
How about now?
No, you're still
Axl Rose has some cut DC as lead singer. Yes. Now, whether he is permanently there or not.
What happened to?
I don't know.
What happened to what's his
there
name?
Was a guy. I was listening to a show about that.
Is it me lagging or is it everyone else?
Health complications.
Something was hearing.
I think it's you.
Yeah, it might be me.
Just.
I don't understand why.
There's another guy, and I can't remember his name right now. They played a song that he did CDC.
Lag now too.
I just received a thingy.
But considering some of the stuff all them guys were strung out on back in the day, it's a wonder they could still make music today.
Yeah,
for real.
Well, I think there was a thing with Ozzy
I'll tell you what.
Where he has special genetic disorder that his liver did something different with the chemicals or whatever, and that's why he was able to not freaking succumb to his addiction illness. I'm gonna test my Wi-Fi here real quick and see what I get.
But it's incredible.
Unreal.
Besides,
Yeah. You said there's gonna be issues. I guess every show, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
I got reasons for being stoked.
Oh, what's up, Chris?
Shit, I wish. If I won $1 million, wouldn't none of us be doing this show here? We'd be sitting on a beach in the Bahamas or something right now. All right, John, y'all computer people get this shit hooked up, but we're doing it on the beach with, tiki huts and whatever the hell you want to drink.
Yeah, my connection is way lower.
Well,
than
and
what it's supposed to be.
I don't remember the exact date, but there's been 2 new additions to the family in the last 2 weeks. Although,
Nice.
God, I'm getting old. The first one would be my son was born,
Wow.
and surprise, my daughter had another son. Somehow she managed to keep away from the family that she was expecting. So another grandson. So now there's almost got enough to start a football team. I mean, we're somewhere 17 or 18 grandkids now.
All right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm running like almost 200 megabytes slower than what I normally run.
That's not good.
No, I don't understand it.
Blame it on that other unmentioned channel you were watching that shows those things we're not allowed to say in public.
Oh.
That they call it a gaming channel. How's that? Can we just go there?
Sure.
You talking about the hub?
I have no idea. Sorry, my brain is on.
We're not worried about commercials. Get rid of the commercials.
It's like I'm supposed to have like 248 megabytes of download, and I'm running at 30.
May have to restart your router.
I can't do that now.
Yeah.
Good point.
So what did we miss in the first hour?
An hour? Has it really been an hour already?
No, it's been 20 minutes.
Where are you at there?
The heck, Chris?
Currently traveling across the big old cowboy state of Wyoming. Headed easterly.
Okay, well, let me run a speed test. I'm going to run Euro and see if it's Euro has an issue, which is the actual router itself.
But usually I miss the first hour of the show now because I have a business call with that side business I'm into that we do at 8
I
o'clock.
see. They're so much better than me. Got it. No, that's saying that's right. So whatever the issue is, it's this computer that's giving me the issue. That's weird.
Well, I wouldn't say they're better than the friends and co-hosts and everything we enjoy here, but 30 grand a week does sound promising.
Are you getting 30 grand a week?
Not yet. But we're almost to K, so.
Yeah. Well, you're doing better than. You're doing
way better than I expected.
All right.
For only being in it 33 months.
Let's see. Sorry if you guys are boring a bit here, but working on. Does the stream look okay again now, or no?
As far as the YouTube stream, yeah, I think everything's good on there.
Okay.
You're still a bit choppy on the visual part of it, looks like, but.
All right, we'll see. Hold on.
Well, from my standpoint, it looks fine, but which is saying something considering I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I just can't understand why it's down.
No, it's pretty choppy. I haven't switched to my other internet to make sure there was.
Pilot said everything's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to move
Of course,
it a little bit.
I guess that would depend on which side of the ice house the pilot is on at this point.
Right?
You know, whether he's bottling or kegging tonight. One of these days, I'm gonna get up and have to tear into some of that with him, like you said last week.
I don't understand.
Best thing of drinking in aren't out of the way of anything. Every time you bottle, you got.
What is chewing up my bandwidth right now? I don't know. I don't have time to. We're just gonna hope that it figures itself out because I don't normally ever have issues. It doesn't seem like my computer's requesting a whole crap ton of bandwidth. Because I'm looking at
Just one of them days.
Yeah, one of them days where it's just being screwy.
It's the neighborhood around you. Everybody's tuned in for the big football game.
Is that what's on
maybe.
right now?
Yeah, Sunday night football game going right now.
And so I don't watch any of that stuff. So
I'm gonna play stupid. I don't remember who's playing. I was told earlier, but Philadelphia and somebody.
yeah.
I think she said.
Well, have you hit the 2,000 subscriber mark yet?
No, I have not.
I thought you would have hit it by now. You getting closer?